ours is a crazy place in oh so many ways. Let's try to make some sense of it on Spiritfolk Saturdays.
Welcome to the weekly thrilling intent-based podcast, Spiritfolk Saturdays. Today we're here to talk about episode 76, part 10 of The Gods Are Gone arc. I'm your host, Elfie, Spirit of Boredom. Joining us this week are Kat,
Spirit of Customer Service,
Kappa,
Spirit of Finger Puppets,
and Raven.
Spirit of motherfucking bell ripping! I could not have done that if the house wasn't empty.
Always the best time for ridiculous stuff.
Yes.
I really don't have a lot of notes about this episode.
This episode was it felt very filler, like stuff happened, but nothing progressed, really.
Yeah.
Well, but it was kind of filler that's actually enjoyable, so it kind of does serve a purpose, because the purpose is entertaining us.
Yeah, it's just annoying for the podcast. It's just like, well, this is funny. I mean, I don't have anything else to say about it, but it was funny.
Well,
I've got like 3 notes.
It's nice to have some like low key stuff now and then, though. Like, give us a nice breather after the ridiculousness that was last week.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful ridiculousness.
It gives me the opportunity to talk about previous episodes without feeling bad about it.
Yeah, but really my only note is, well, no, I have 2 notes. One of which is, yay, we got to see Tyrlos use his crossbow.
Yeah.
We got to see the whip ass. Don't forget that.
Yes.
Where's Zelvetta? Like, super cool ninja assassin doesn't get any respect.
Those eyes, though. Those eyes.
Those eyes spelled death for somebody.
Yep.
Those eyes creeped me the fuck out.
Man, see, it looked so wrong having him have those like fucking dokey eyes. Like, dokey cute little eyes the first time you see him out of the outfit. Now that is what his eyes probably look like most of the time.
But yeah, it was I did feel kind of bad for Zelvetta, because they, goddammit, headcanon, stop getting in the way. Because he's used to, he's an assassin, so he's not used to constantly hitting the same thing. He's just used to hitting it once, probably.
Yeah.
So he's like, that makes sense. That was a funny joke, and that made sense.
I loved Matsuo, kind of like one-liners where he just came in and just filled in for the other background characters.
Yeah. The poor fighter who just got hit back by the dummy.
Yes.
That reminds me of a really funny thing that happened in World of Warcraft for a while, is that there were dummies, and there's what they call tanking dummies, which is just you hit it and it hits you back, because you're trying to see how much damage you can take without, dying.
Huh, that's neat.
So there was the problem that they placed the tanking dummies next to the DPS dummies. So what people would do is they'd fire off their AoEs and get one shot by the dummy while they're training.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't even like WoW, and that's perfect.
It consisted for 2 months, and one of the hot patch notes was just eventually, we moved the tanking dummy over.
Are you sure that wasn't the devs trolling you all?
It might have been. I also have to note that Marcus, took his shirt off, had his shirt taken off. The complaint that there was no art for it, and B, he's got stubby little wings that no one ever sees. And I'm mildly disappointed no one commented on it.
Yeah, they might have just forgotten about it, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe they're saving up giving us shirtless Marcus art until he's done a little bit of sword fighting practice, so he's got some lean muscle there.
Maybe some scars.
Maybe Jackson is saving up to give us yummier shirtless Marcus.
Maybe, but we
can dream.
Actually, they probably should have commented on his wings back during the Phobius thing, because he, with everything being acided on his clothes, it probably would have been...
And he burns them, too. With more... Actually, no, that's right. That's right. He has fireproof clothing. That's right. Maybe between the, scraps of his shirt and the scraps of his cloak, somehow he managed to keep enough that it covered the wings for that. I could believe that.
It does kind of bring up the question of where did they get new clothing?
Wait. He said he took off his shirt. Did he ever say he took off his cloak? Was Marcus doing sword fighting in a cloak with no shirt?
He would, though.
He
pretty
totally
sure.
would.
He's training in anime land, so I'm pretty sure that means that they'll be more effective.
Yeah, he would want to keep the dramatic flair of having a cape to, like, twirl around.
Then he has the moments of when it's like this cloak has been dragging me down, and then he takes it off and becomes significantly more badass.
Oh god, so you're saying that Marcus is Piccolo?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Naruto, whose name I forget, but yes.
So does that mean Gregor is Goku? Because if so, we're never leaving Gregor with a child ever.
Ever.
The only child we know thus far is Chara, and like, yeah.
So
I think that's
this supports the theories. Okay, I'm now officially convinced that Thog is Vegeta, and none of you are going to convince me otherwise.
7.5 minutes into the call, and we're already talking AU stuff.
I've never seen Dragon Ball, so I have no
All you need to know is Vegeta is really, really, really grumpy all the time, very angry, and he will never admit to being a good guy whether he is one or not, which is up for debate.
Yeah. He's got an interesting arc because he goes from villain to anti-villain to anti-hero, and it's across like the entire frickin' series, so it's very slow and natural feeling progression.
There's the thing I suggested last time, which is coming up with episode titles because the episodes don't have titles.
Steel?
Steel.
My suggestion is always split the party.
No! Oh god, they are.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, my other one was stress to impress, but that doesn't quite work.
No. Never split the party works, because god damn it, guys, why you just the party?
Always split the party. Also, Kira is just actually Scooby-Doo. Like, Kira's the dog confirmed.
Right? I made that note too, oh my god. Poor puppy Kira, I felt so bad for him, just, baby.
Now I'm imagining, like, something, like, jumps out of nowhere and scares them, and they do the thing where, like, Kira leaps into Marcus's arms, and they both just look really scared for a moment. And then Marcus just falls over.
Yes.
Or like they split up the party and then it's always Marcus. It actually makes sense because Kira's always the one that had the Phobius next to him. And it's always Scooby and Shaggy, they have the monster. So it fits.
We need like a Scooby-Doo-esque chase scene with the Phobius.
And like
with the Prison of Lights. Sorry, Kappa.
Yes. Okay. Yes, Prison of Lights Scooby-Doo chase scene. Somebody make it happen.
I might later.
Sorry about that. What were you saying, Kappa?
Like, you know how it's like you have like a room full of doors and the chase scene just like they're going through them, and so like the Phobius it's looping around doors and like getting all crisscrossed and tangled, and then eventually like somehow they come face to face with the Phobius because they got turned around and they run the other way.
They unmask it and it's Ashe.
Oh my god, why? No, it's gotta be Old Innie because it was always like random ass person that they ran into.
Old Innie or if it's not Old Innie, then it should be Kill-Ill because it's like it's always the person who hired them to get rid of it in the first place. Wait, Kill-Ill? The old guardian? Jinkies!
Oh Lord. There is the one movie where the whole thing is that it's Velma who sets up the entire thing. And
when was that? Is that one of the live action ones? Because we pretend those didn't happen. Okay, good.
No, it was the one in Egypt where they're excavating a tomb or whatever of the pyramids, and they try to get everyone to leave because they're worried they're going to mess everything up. So they pose as the ghosts of like Cleopatra.
Oh, I think I remember. Oh yeah, I remember that actually. Yeah.
I don't, but I swear to God, I'm going to actually look that up after this. That sounds like a good shot of childhood.
Wasn't it a show, like a regular episode? I remember. No, actually, it was a show. It was a movie. Yeah.
There's also the one that Flutterbutter hates is the one where the magic is real and they're like, and the witch's ghost. That's the one.
Oh, it's the witch. Oh my god.
Wasn't that like
no?
Which one they did?
Witch's Ghost wasn't as bad. I'm talking about the live action one where Scrappy was the villain.
You also hate the Witch's Ghost because of the Wiccan, how they portray Wiccans in it.
I know, I have some issue with it, but at the same time, like, it wasn't actually that bad. It's mostly one of those, like, token rants that you're not really that upset about.
I found it funny how, like, Thog was like, okay, I'm just gonna go now, and it's just not gonna be, it's gonna be completely unrelated to anything we've even talked about. I'm just gonna go. You have downtime. It's like, yeah, you're looking for Ashe, and you're gonna yell at her because you're her employer, and you gotta keep check on your employees. And I just found that funny.
Right? I am being an optimistic shipper and hoping that he's going to go find her.
He was like so actively saying, guys, don't be mopey. We're not moping. Seriously, don't mope. Like, man, are you having some projecting issues? I think you're projecting.
Like, not even from the shipper's perspective, I just want Thog to, like, let's get, like, a good argument, and then just, like, what's gonna happen is, like, they're gonna argue, and then, like, it's gonna, like, drop. It's, like, one of those things where it's, like, yelling, sigh, minutes of, like, not minutes of feelings, but, like, true feelings about the situation, and then spiral from there. And then usually that's when the monster comes out. And if this was, like, an actual, like, movie or TV show, it'd be so close to actual romantic feelings, because that's how shows do that. And yeah.
Except it's those two, so they'd be about to kiss, the monster would come out, and Ashe would just turn on her heel and yell at it, are you fucking kidding me?
Right?
No! Go back into the woods, you wait 5 minutes, you can wait! Just like
let me have my moment!
Have the band, like, holding up its hands, okay man, okay! Backing away, nope, it's not fucking doing this.
Don't make me go motherfucking neck stabber on you!
And in the meantime, its eyes go to the gun at Thog's hip.
Or the band appears out of the wood, Ashe grabs Thog's gun, shoots it in the throat, and just turns back to Thog like nothing happened.
Yes, and Thog is just all doki hard eyes.
Absolutely.
Oh, that was, yes. I wish this would happen. It's probably not gonna, but I wish it would.
We can dream.
The dumbest thing I just thought was the best way to a man's heart is through his gun holster.
I'm gonna throw out one thing. Well, technically they're connected. One, the reappearance of Gregor's evil twin, just when we thought we were safe.
Right?
That sounds like a tagline for a horror film. Just when you thought you were safe, the twin is back.
Well, and they said that in the description, too, because the description was like, a surprising villain returns, or something like that.
So yeah, between that and the fact that apparently both Thog and Marcus have flashbacks, they have been traumatized by Wizard High School. Man, now they can form a support group.
That's cute. Who would... Oh, God, the only, like, therapist that was Dow, so he'd probably be the guy running it.
I immediately thought of an AU I want to talk about, but we're not in the AU section, so instead I just have a song stuck in my head.
Are we really? You're talking about, like, 3 at this point.
Raven, what?
Right?
I keep hearing clicking noises, and I believe it's coming from Raven.
Why do you presume it is me?
Because your box is lighting up when I hear them!
Damn it, Skype! Fucking traitor! I'm sorry, there was apple pie filling in a jar.
Really, the only other note I've got is Ashe.
Oh
Ashe, what are you doing? Are you going to go find more band? Did you take Telvillian's tear from Marcus at some point and are going to replace it? What exactly are you doing?
Who was it who first came up with the she took Telvillian's tear and is going to replant the thing? Was that Doc? I think it was Doc.
I think so, yeah.
I brought up the idea that Ashe lied, or like half lied, about the whole I need some time to think, and then use that opportunity to go take Telvillian's tear. It would have been a half lie if she's been like, oh, but I'm thinking on the way while I go plant Telvillian's tear.
Yeah, or she might be planning to like get there and do some like meditating sort of thing going on.
The general consensus seems to be that Ashe stole the flower, but I'm hoping for bad Ashe.
Yeah, well, I mean, the
I
two
actually
are
don't think
mutually
shit.
exclusive.
See, everyone is like, oh, well, that doesn't seem likely, and it's like, yes, but I can still hope.
Why are you hoping that she stole the tear? Wouldn't that be like backward progress?
I'm hoping that she becomes bad, not that she stole the tear.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, like, also, so they said in the journal entry that some of the spirits flat out became Ban, which means that Ban aren't just spirit fuckers and half spirits. They're actually ex-gods.
Mhm.
So, does that mean they could, like, considering how fast and strong they are, and the thing that Horvin does, do you think they can harness their own spirit energy? Could they maybe make it so that Ashe doesn't have that whole loss of humanity thing when she uses her powers? Maybe, who knows?
Yeah. There's thing that I want to bring up, which is when I was rewatching Romance of the Four Clans last night, and Horvin's speech made me think about what Ashe is doing at present, and that's why I kind of figure her thing is either like trying to see Horvin or going to return the flower.
Which speech?
Well, at one point, he points out that the whole Enorians don't really pay attention to things for a long period of time. And he's like, well, it provides a certain degree of freedom, wouldn't you agree? And she responds, yeah, but having all your thoughts fluttering around in your head alone isn't exactly. And he cuts her off and says, yes, that is an important distinction. It's one that you have to choose if you're willing to protect the people who, well, don't comprehend what you're getting at.
Well, like I said, I really want Ashe to talk to someone,
Yeah.
and the two, her taking Telvillian's here and her becoming a Ban aren't mutually exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking combine the two. She took the tear. She's gonna wind up like meditating there or something for a bit, or trying to figure stuff out. And some Ban are probably gonna show up because Spiritfolk place, you know, and she's gonna join them.
Also, Kier has a throwaway line to Ashe of "You look good in a mask," but I think that's just Kier being drunk.
So, what if we actually got, what if we got, God, I just blanked on his name, Horvin, there we go. What if we got him training Ashe and Kier side by side?
Oh, that'd be really cute.
That would be the cutest. It's like guaranteed not to happen. It just wouldn't freaking fit. But oh my god, it would be so cute if it did.
Yeah. The other note I have is that my imp appeared in this episode.
Oh, hey!
Which was cute. He's Funky the Crafter Imp, who I named after the friend that first got me into TI in the first place.
Cute.
So.
Cute. I feel like we should just generally comment on the ridiculousness of Zeke trying to get them to learn katanamanship. Yeah. But yeah, just Kier and Marcus sitting there and pulling the katana out of its scabbard together and getting so worked up over it. Like, guys...
I was just gonna say, I expected it would be enchanted. Like, only people with a certain skill or like with a still mind or whatever the fuck could pull it out, but no, it was just, do you know how to take a sword from the fucking sheath? Jesus Christ.
But knowing Honor and knowing the people there, that probably is a big step. It's like some people question him. Some people will think, is that the true way to start a katana fight? So yeah.
Some of them probably don't even hesitate. They just beat you like hell with the frickin' like sheath. Just beat the shit out of you with it.
Instead of pulling it out, they just jab it through and cut through the sheath.
Oh my god!
Yes.
And everyone's just like, okay, you've got the right idea. Try it the other way.
Yeah.
Just turn it around, stab them with the hilt. Not what I meant.
Yeah, but just... Guys, I love how enthusiastic you are, but oh my god, how enthusiastic you are must be so tiring all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Like, they have endless energy.
I felt exhausted just watching that. Like, oh my god.
Oh, and all I made was the note of teacher Gregor, but I just realized that Gregor's a good teacher, But that could also mean that he was also a teacher for the Outriders. Like, he taught the younger kids how to fight.
That's adorable.
And that's not okay.
That's adorable until you remember that they were all slaughtered in front of him.
Yeah.
Well, he was Ventus's apprentice until he was very old, it seems, so that seems pretty likely, actually.
Yeah,
Dunstan's?
Ventus.
Okay, I was like, the fuck are you on?
But yeah, shoot, what was I just gonna say? The issue is that, like, we don't know when the Outriders were, destroyed, killed off, executed, all that stuff. So it's really difficult to say if Gregor would have wound up as like being in a place where he'd be teaching the younger members, or newer members, I should say, probably.
We can make an estimate because of two things. One, we can see an outline of what looks like Gregor was Ventus's body in that first shot in the 3 images where he's talking about, but then they all died too. And he looks like he's at least, 15 there? 14? I mean, it's hard to judge from how far away, but... And then the other one is that you see Blue Cloak with him when they are early on recruited. Like, when they're both really young. And then you see her later in the big fight scene where there's fiery arrows. Okay, I'm done.
There's actually just a shot of Gregor with Ventus when he's, 15 or 16-ish, the two of them fighting.
Yeah.
Oh, or you could do it the easy way.
Yeah.
Did they show just the two of them fight?
Yeah.
Okay.
When he said, I became Ventus's apprentice, it shows the two of them.
Oh, okay. Well done.
Yeah.
Also, just want to point out the fact that Marcus would look pretty badass with a katana. I feel like he just looked kind of bad. Like just that type of sword would look good with him, skinny and skinny.
Can you imagine him, trying to carry a greatsword? It would just double as, a frickin' armor over his back. It'd be as wide as him.
Literally, he'd, take it out of his sheath, and then it'd do, the cartoon thing where, it drags him to the ground and, drops to the floor.
Ooh.
Smacks his face into the ground.
Yeah, but I feel like Marcus will also be the guy who would, do a bunch of fancy stuff with the sword just to look fancy that actually winds up ruining it. Like the whole walking along so that the tip is dragging on the ground and creating sparks sort of thing.
So yeah, a katana is perfect for him. He can do all that stuff that looks really freaking cool but destroys the sword. Just so long as someone explains to him that if he gets a really good one, he really needs to not smack the side of it against rocks, because I know you think it's going to be cool, but it will shatter like glass. Do not do that.
So see, what he does is he dips it in alcohol, and then in the midst of a fight, he just lights it on fire and stabs people with a flaming katana.
Yeah, that's good as long as he doesn't do it when Ashe's been on a dry spell too long and use good alcohol. Because then she'll just steal the fucking thing and start, licking it, carefully avoiding the edge. And my brain just went awful places.
It's fine.
God, Marcus with a sword. Marcus with an actual weapon, that's going to go so wrong in so many ways, no matter what weapon it is.
By default, he doesn't need a weapon, but it's a fun thing to imagine.
Yeah.
I want more badass / angry Marcus in my life.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he can craft himself weapons, apparently, technically.
Yeah.
Because
them.
Yeah, there's that one time he did the whole shadow weaving thing to make a replica of Thog's gun.
Yeah.
And then he broke his own wrist firing it, you mean?
That's kind of what happens when you fire a gun and you have no idea what you're doing, though.
Well, also, he made it twice as big as Thog's, and he tried to do it one-handed.
He also fired 6 shots at once or 5 shots at once.
Basically, he was stupid.
Yes.
Yep.
It worked, though.
Did it? I forget.
Yes.
Sort of.
It worked more or less. Yeah, I was discussing this with Nephi last night, and I was doodling lots of Marcus, and I was just like, come on! more badass Marcus in my life.
Dude, him like taking hits for Ashe and then lighting himself on fire wasn't badass enough for you? That was pretty badass.
It was badass, but it wasn't enough.
We also need more scenes of badass Ashe because we haven't gotten any of those since in Corpageddon.
No, there was the time where she stabbed her own eardrums.
Yeah.
Okay, other than that one thing, but that was very badass, but we need more of her inflicting pain on other people's scenes. What we need is to see them against a bunch of mooks to be like, wow, those fucking guards never could have taken us now. Like, compare them back. Oh my god, that would be so absurd. So, I remember I was watching a filler episode of this one thing, and one of the characters, a couple of them got thrown back in time, and one of them ended up fighting his younger self. And he was just so pissed off that his younger self had lost a fight earlier with his rival that he basically beat himself up. And now I want to see the group, through some bullshit that Marcus did, like, just temporarily thrown back when they don't look like themselves, to fight, like, the younger versions of them, and be like, wow, we were weak as shit. And then you see it from the perspective of the younger them, and they're just going, Jesus fuck, who were they? They were terrifying.
Or in order to not upset, like, the space-time continuum, is they have to wear masks or something.
Yeah. Dude, they have to wear band masks.
Yeah.
No, that wouldn't make sense. That would make no sense. But it would be fun.
Yeah.
Oh god, that'd be...
Wait, bonus points if it would have Marcus using a sword along with some magic. If Ashe would just be sticking with her dagger so they'd think she was a knife fighter, and if Gregor, for whatever reason, temporarily doesn't have his glaive, he's using, like, a spear or a crossbow, or better yet, Ashe's sword, while she's using the knife. So they're like, geez, those guys were terrifying.
Gregor doesn't know how to use a bow.
Crossbow?
Just a regular bow, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I want to see him use a bow, because we know he can. That would be so badass.
Yeah, I wanted to use that during the fight between him and Kirlos, and I was just like, opportunity, but instead we got a wink at a glaive's backstory, and that's it.
Did he have his glaive, did he have that glaive back when he was in the Outriders?
I do not recall.
Maybe?
I think it showed him having it in a flashback, the one where he was training with Ventus. Somebody check that.
Yeah.
Elfie, I'm pointing at you. You check it.
There's a shot of him with a glaive, so presumably it's the same glaive.
I mean, based on the art you've seen of his glaive, are there any proportions that seem off?
Not really.
Okay, that's probably the same one. If only it had the waves on it back then, we could be sure, but oh well.
There's also a shot of him with, when he's training with the Outriders, he has a sword, so he knows how to use a sword. There's a sword on his belt.
So who here wants to see a sword fight between him and Ashe?
Yes.
Yeah, I was raising my hand. You couldn't see it, but it was happening.
I just want to see Gregor use different weapons.
Yeah, right? And, see if he brings back any of his, old stances or anything.
For a second, I thought you were going to say old trauma from using them, and I was like, what the hell?
No. He didn't use any stances in the Phobius fight, did he?
I don't think so.
I don't think he really got a chance to attack much.
They were kind of too busy being terrified by the leeches. It's like I was rewatching TI for the 70 millionth time, and in the the very beginning of the series, he uses the Stance of Clarity, which allows him to see a creature's life history, and he just never used it again. Why, Gregor? Why?
I think that, probably Jackson was planning on Gregor using that on the Phobius to, explain it. But then he never flipping did, so Jackson was like, fuck it, I'll just give my narration anyway.
I mean, Jay is just
That's what I meant. I am sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
I was trying to think of other things. And Marcus used darkness at one point, but he's never done that again. that kind of transformed into shadow weaving.
When did he use darkness?
During the fight with the I want to say the Overlord. It's like
the
area
inky cloud.
It becomes covered in darkness, and he gets like an evil glint in his eye, and he's just like, you got nothing.
Congratulations, the group can't see you sobbing.
You know what, Elfie? At this point, if you keep rewatching more and more often, eventually 3W is just gonna start emailing you to check continuity for them.
I've already become like a master of the Golem arc, and I know a good chunk of the first arc by heart. I had to take a bunch of notes during Wizard High School, so I've got a good chunk of that down. Like, honestly, I can quote like half the episodes by heart. It's really becoming a problem because I have no use for any of these skills.
No, I'll take them then. I want people to quote TI by heart.
I'll take memorization skills for tests. Dear God, yes, please.
Yeah, I'm on the like 4th or 5th episode of Gods Are Gone now.
Elfie, how do you find this much spare time?
I'm homeschooled and have nothing better to do.
I hate you so much right now.
You're
basically
welcome. So I was working on the wiki the other day, and I was like, well, I want to finish Inian's page, so I rewatched all of Wizard High School. And it was like, man, I don't want to do anything but watch more TI, so I rewatched all of TI again.
That's great.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I have 2 tests tomorrow and should be studying for them. And, like, X amount of ideas for fics and school. Yeah, basically.
Focus on school first.
I have to sign up for freaking summer classes tomorrow. Yeah. And the job I wanted apparently has gone to a new manager, and the new manager filled up all the positions before summer even started.
Mm. Well, I believe in you guys. You can get stuff done and all that.
Yeah. And then we can keep working on Secret Project.
Elfie, we need to have a talk about your priorities.
What? He said, and then we can.
Yes, I said, and then.
You said.
Yeah.
But. ...
But.
I'm just really excited because the blog's open and everything, and yay, progress. I don't know. I always feel like we need to like plug Spirit Thief Hashling while it's like all of us are the only ones on the podcast.
The entire group that works on it in this call right now.
Yep.
So it's kind of required. We can talk about it later.
Yeah.
Okay. I love Battle Ripper's training methods.
Stand there and shout.
Stand there, shout, and occasionally hit at them.
I love the fact that Zeke has to wash away his makeup to get into the Battle Ripper mode.
And he puts back on the makeup to go back to Zeke. Like, that's an interesting dichotomy. Also, he does have face paint. He was screwing with Ashe.
Yeah. And he has and that does bring up an interesting thing though, because he did it like he was switching back and forth in the last episode, like without doing all that.
I think that implies that he himself uses the makeup to try and keep a dichotomy, because he doesn't want to start getting used to just slipping into Battle Ripper mode while he's supposed to be Zeke, leader of the Lily clan.
I love Battle Ripper mode. Just that phrase.
But does that like make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we still don't know how his name is spelled.
Yeah, has someone sent an email on that? We need.
Neffy sent one last night.
Okay.
Yay.
Because it's funny because when everyone started first calling him by name, I started saying Zeke, Z-I-E-K, and now like a few people actually spell it that way.
I do.
Yeah.
I'd stick with Z-E-K-E.
I've been going back and forth, but I usually go with Z-E-K-E just because that's normal for me. I don't know.
The thing is that, like, whenever we think someone shows up with, like, a normal spelling, they turn out to not have a normal spelling.
Yeah. Like, we didn't know how to spell Colvin for, like, a month.
Yeah, and most of us defaulted to, what was it, Culven?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Zelvetta was spelled with an A, not an E.
Yeah.
They say it like Zelvetta, damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, even with Gregor, though, with his, like, semi-normal name, when I'm writing fic, I keep wanting to write Gregory, and I'm like, wait, no, that's not right. The
endless confusion over Marcus's name. Like, in the earlier episodes, his name is spelled with a C. In the episode intro, in the 5th episode, his name is spelled with a C. I have a friend whose name is Marcus with a C. It is endlessly confusing.
Like, no,
we
first
finally
like...
have solid spellings for them, at least.
Yeah.
A-S-H-E and A-E-S-L-I-N-G.
It was like A-S-H until, like, dealing with death. Like, it was spelled that way for a really long time in the credits.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for Karen to show back up and Jade to have changed her name to be spelled like Kiran or something.
The joke the other day that you'd spell Dave like Dhaiyvn or something. Some ridiculous spelling with like H's and E's and so many vowels and consonants unnecessarily.
This all to say that we love the variety of names, but
give us a spelling when they show up. Like, just put it.
Give us a picture, like at the end of every episode with a new character. Just list the spelling of every character's name right before you list the credits,
or put it in the description.
Yeah,
or put it in the like what's it called, like J-as, and like put it in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that would actually work quite well.
Save us some of the trauma and trouble.
So, something I noticed, speaking of the episode descriptions, they're still crediting the design for the Phobius and the Bile Bats.
Here, as long as this arc is in play, or any arc where they show up.
Or they're just copying and pasting.
Yes.
Yeah, like, the thing is, like, how long did they credit Elfie for the, for his, bird creatures?
They were there.
Yeah.
I can never remember what they're called. The
Katrani.
Katrani, yeah. Sounds like Dothraki. Just the only reason I can remember it.
I really hope one day they use the giant jellyfish.
There's a giant jellyfish.
One of my suggestions was like, oh my god, have you never seen an ancient jelly?
No.
Terrifying shit. I'll send you a picture.
Since I saw it being drawn, I want the Lich Owl to show up.
Yeah!
But I also really, really, really want them to use the what I call them, the moat mass that I came up with, which was just this creature that like is a giant of like basically tiny little dust clumps that all come together to form a big thing, and it's just
I just remember, it's one of the things that's going back to names. One of the reasons I love Idian is just because when you first meet her, she spells out her name. And I still spelled it wrong for like 2 months because I kept forgetting how to spell it.
It was more all of us were too lazy to go back and check what the spelling was.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of names, I just still love how when I went to search up like a name meanings because I'm a nerd like that, like obviously Indian's name didn't show up, but the closest thing was an Indian name that I assume is still pronounced Indian, but it means like sweet meanings or like something like sweet happiness or like something like happy. I'm just like, that's so funny.
Oh, speaking of Indian, we know what her full outfit looks like. Thank you, Jackson. Oh my god.
Because I was expressing annoyance as I was drawing it, and this just slowly turned into how the hell does her outfit even work?
And then you tweeted angrily at him, and I emailed them, and yeah.
And now we know. I desperately want to do a cosplay of somebody, but it's just like everyone who looks cool's clothing is overly complicated, and I can't like validate spending the money and time on it.
Right?
Yeah.
If I had a sewing machine, I would totally go for Indian, since we know how her costume works now.
I would love to do Indian, but that would just take... It's so overly complicated. I don't know.
Yeah. do it. There's no way I'm fucking hand sewing that.
I think we have a sewing machine. I can't really validate spending the time and money on it because,
Yes.
I've done cosplays before, but just never used them. I have half of a red versus blue armor set assembled, but just never touched it afterwards I started. So.
Yeah. Party fighting jellyfish. That'd be... Oh god. Specifically that jellyfish?
Yes,
oh my god,
that
why?
one. You telling me you don't want to see that fight? Where it moves through air the way most jellyfish move through water?
It ends up like a thing out of SpongeBob.
I don't remember SpongeBob being that fucked up. Look at this picture, man. Look at this picture.
That is terrifying.
Oh god, just imagine all the imps Marcus would throw at it, trying to get them to ride it around like a giant bus or something.
I just had the note that Gregor shouting was really cute for no apparent reason. I just found that really cute.
Yes.
But yeah, that's it.
If we're out of episode notes, I can remark that I got my Pog back from the
Oh yeah, I saw
so
that.
So did I.
Oh yeah.
And Rajani is freaking adorable.
So is Marina. I'm so happy. Like, yes, my baby. This is perfectly right.
I just have Patreon and now can get that. So now I can now get an Aryan token.
They said really nice things when they sent it to me too. So.
Yeah, right? Like for the stuff for the reading too, like the email I got for that. 3W are so nice because they keep attaching like comments and stuff. It's like,
yeah.
Guys. Anything else?
I just generally now want them to go through an area where it's like the deep sea, except all those creatures are just moving through air. But other than that, no.
Oh god, that would be amazing, because I love underwater situations so much.
But think about, like, okay, so you've seen that one post about the idea of a forest where the deeper you go, it's like going deeper in the sea. You've seen that one, right?
Yeah.
So think something like that, but like it's actual sea creatures as you're walking through the forest. Like legit sea creatures. There's even like freaking not quite seaweed, but viney type stuff that's occasionally moving around, like sort of semi-floating. Just stuff is moving through the air like it's water, but you can move normally. Be fucking terrifying. The ocean is terrifying. I sent you a link for my tag, which is called The Ocean is Terrifying.
But yeah, but it's also really amazing, because, like, I remember one of the first things that really freaking hit me was, like, the parting the Red Sea scene from Prince of Egypt, and just, like, ever since I saw that, it's just, like, sure, the ocean's terrifying, but it's also really fucking gorgeous, and I want to see the group go through there, and I want to see, like, specifically just Ashe, because my baby, but, just her marveling at this whole new area of nature that she has no idea about, you know?
Remember back when, they were on the ship, and Marcus was talking about how he didn't like all that blank water in every direction? Mm-hmm. Or sorry, no, it was Gregor, I think. It was Gregor, because Marcus jumped in Snark.
It was Marcus.
It was? Okay. So she was like, you have to think deeper than that. Think about all the ridges, all the variety on the ocean floor, which implies that maybe she does know what it looks like. And now I'm just wondering, can Ashe breathe underwater and this has never come up?
I think it might be... Oh, you know what? That's some good proof for the Ashe's...
That the pirate's ancestor thing? Yeah.
Well, like, or that the guardian, you know, whoever she's bound to, the probably Spiritfolk, like, was something that was inhabiting some sunken ruins or something. I remember that being a theory a while back.
Oh my god, we love Ashe, but just ship them to Meath already so we can get some fucking answers.
Let me think for stuff I wanted to talk about when it comes to A's and theories and stuff. Wizard High School Musical!
No.
Yes!
Yes.
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 Come on.
I approve of this.
The song I Want It All is basically written for Indian.
I've never seen it. I've heard some things that make me avoid it.
High School Musical is surprisingly decent.
The original or the follow-ups?
All of them.
Anything where apparently like one of the guys is basically blackmailed into dating a girl, or her parents will fire him, and he's treated as being at fault for that. That's a no for me.
Then just skip the second movie.
Okay. I'll maybe look at the first one, because I'll admit, I've heard so fucking much about Go Wildcats on Tumblr that I should just at least know what the hell they're talking about.
I mean, to be fair, it's a... the original, it's a made-for-TV movie from Disney. If you've seen any of the other ones, you basically know what to expect. But it's good.
Speaking of...
It's decent. It's not horrible.
High School Musical was good enough that it got another made-for-TV movie, and then it got a movie that actually was in theaters. Like, that's how much...
Oh, yeah! High School Musical 3 did make it to theaters, didn't it?
Yeah.
And
also, part of the plot of High School Musical 3 is basically that one of the main characters wrote literally every song in the movie. Because it's like a play about... There's a musical about what happens in that movie. It's really, like, meta. It really...
Okay, so they do it kind of like that one play that's about the production of a play?
Kind of, yeah. They do... it's their senior year, and they do a musical about their senior year. So.
That's pretty... Okay, you have my interest. I'll look at 1 and 3.
Yeah!
When I have the spare time.
But, let's see, what was the only cast I recall was Indian is Sharpay, Colvin is Ryan. Oh god, I can't remember the names of the best friends that are like the second. But Gregor and Don't is those two. Marcus is Troy and Ashe is Gabrielle. I'm
already beginning to regret agreeing to this.
And then
thank God I'll never have free time and have to follow through on my promise.
Killil is Miss Darvis, and I guess Thog as like Troy's dad. I don't know really. Or the guy from the second movie that runs the resort.
You know what? I kind of actually want to see Yorick as Miss Darvis.
Yeah.
Like,
we need more. Wait a minute. We did an entire fucking AU with them putting on a Romeo and Juliet play, and we didn't have Yorick the director. Mistakes were made, and I take full responsibility for my part.
Starvis is kind of she's like shrill and bossy, but also very deep in understanding, so I think that was very well.
She's so, like, overly dramatic, so I feel like
she's the stereotypical dippy hippie, what you think of when you think theater teacher. They're very about drama and the arts, but also, like, chill.
I pulled up a cast list, by the way. It's Chad was Troy's best friend, and Taylor was Gabrielle's best friend.
Okay, I wanted to say Tracy, but I knew that wasn't right.
I wanted to call her Monica.
Oh, there's actually a Zeke in what's called High School Musical.
Oh yeah, there is.
Who bakes creme brulee.
Okay, so that sounded pretty accurate. But does he have any kind of history as a violent gangster?
No, his whole thing is that he's a basketball player who actually enjoys baking and is going outside the status quo.
Yeah.
No.
God damn it! Why is that one the song I remember?
When I thought of it earlier, I immediately got High School Musical from the third one stuck in my head, like the title.
I own that CD still.
I have the second one on my iPod. So yeah.
I don't know any of you.
Look, I'm sorry. I like.
But are you, Kat? Are you really?
I have a very strong sense of nostalgia for things. Okay.
But yeah, it was my childhood because it came out in 2006, and that means I was 9.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but
I'm imagining 9-year-old Kappa watching High School Musical, and it's the cutest thing. It's partially because your representation picture is Gregor, so it's like this little wide-eyed. It's a wide-eyed female Gregor.
To be fair, Gregor would probably completely and totally get really invested in all that schlocky made-for-TV movie stuff.
Oh my god, he would. He so would.
Some of the Disney Channel films are really good, though.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of them downloaded.
Like, Xenon of the 22nd century, all the both Kim Possible movies, Minutemen.
The one ice skating one, I can't remember its name.
Okay, Starstruck.
All of them though. What about Pixel Perfect?
I barely remember that.
What about the one where the Barbie came to life?
Barely remember it.
I suggest a Starstruck AU.
I don't know which one that is.
That's basically where the super, like, hot, famous guy falls in love with this boring, regular girl.
It's that old plot thing where it's you're famous and I couldn't care less about you, so you think I'm the special girl in the world and you want to date me now. It's that thing. Basically.
It is really good music.
Oh, you know what?
If you want to do that, go watch Singin' in the Rain. It's like the original version of that. And it has really cool costumes and musical numbers.
Well, we want to get specific. Why High School Musical AU when you could just have Grease? Like, you could literally just call it, like, Grease, and there you go.
Oh my freaking god. Jesus Christ.
That's great.
Shit, now I kind of want to see this. I want to see... They need to drop that one line, but I want to see this.
One I was thinking about, mostly just for the sake of one scene, is, Tortell AU. I don't know if any of you have read the Tortell books by Tamora Pierce, but they're like medieval fantasy. They're like my absolute favorite books that I started reading in middle school. And one set for them focuses on this girl named Dane, who's like got animal magic, basically. Like, she can talk with animals and she can shapeshift, and that's really, really rare, especially to have it as like a general thing and not just focused on one species. But there's one scene in her third book where she gets imprisoned because they're like visiting another country and the guy that runs it is a complete and total dick. But she gets imprisoned. She hears that her love interest was executed, so she goes on this complete and utter rampage where she goes to a hall of dinosaur fossils, wakes up the fossils and imbues them with life magic so that basically zombie dinosaur skeletons running around, destroying a palace.
Wait, are they zombie as in they have undead, as in they have dead flesh on them again, or are they just skeletons?
I don't remember.
Because that changes how badass versus terrifying it is.
Well, like, she revives them from just the bones, but I don't remember if she's just animating the bones or if they get skin over them. I don't remember. But
it's scary anyway.
Yes. And when she eventually, at the end of it, like, it turns out her love interest had done, like, fancy illusion magic shit and was actually still alive. So he finds her and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And she's like, I thought you were dead. I lost my temper. And I just had this wonderful image of Ashe as Dane, although I don't know which love interest would fit because Numera's a complete and total, like, cloud cuckoo lander bookworm sometimes. And
then,
like, yeah.
Marcus? Especially with the illusion magic.
Well, but he's not as, like, hyper
flamboyant
as Marcus is. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just, mostly for the sake of that one scene, because Ashe leading an army of skeleton zombie dinosaurs. But yeah, that's all I've got, really.
Are we going to talk about Spirit Thief Ashley now?
Yes.
Yes.
That is a thing that exists now, and you should all go read it. What comes out on the day before this? 2. So, like...
So, you are going to do those podcasts, a couple of special ones where it's one podcast about a previous arc, right?
Eventually, hopefully. Nephew was indicating that he wanted to do stuff with it. So
yes.
I will never forgive you if you leave me out of Incorpogeddon's review arc. Never.
It's 3 episodes. but yeah.
I do not care. It is my favorite arc. I love it to fucking bits. It has one, a person that makes Thog actually look a little bit scared. Two, the beginnings, the true beginnings of Aisling the Neck Stabber.
Actually, the true beginnings of Aisling the Neck Stabber is in the Dungeon of Lights.
Yeah, let's
Prison of Lights, that place.
Yeah, but she did it once there. It actually becomes a trend. The time they say, why always in the neck, is in, oh god, I'll never be able to replicate that Kier voice. But that's in Corp-again. That's one of my favorite moments. That, along with you haven't seen the last of Ballast McGee.
I personally really like I think a lot of people's favorite line is, "You'll never take Gregor, the man who almost killed a tornado."
Yes.
Just because the context is so lost, and like, why?
Mine's still just Ashe switching powers with the Alarani guard.
All the powers of an Alarani guard. I lay down on the floor and regret my existence.
I never ever remember the exact wording of that, right? It's, I lay on the ground and regret my existence.
Still, it's the line that comes to mind, so. Also, any instance of like, Marcus Y or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think, oh my god, see, if this was like if this was a full-on TV show that like was aired weekly, there'd be a whole lot of things with Marcus no, Marcus yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, just Ashe, I still believe that if they were in any modern setting, there would be Jackass videos with Marcus and Kier.
Well, not necessarily Jackass, but definitely do it for the Vine.
Well, yes, but I mean, like, can you picture it? Like, they're sneaking up on this troll-eyed really, really slowly. Hi, I'm Marcus Falafi. This is Kier Fiore. Runs forward, kicks it in the gills, and starts fucking bolting. And this is Jackass! Like, just Ashe trying not to scream in the background.
And and Gregor is the cameraman.
Oh, fuck.
He's the only one that can keep up with them.
Gregor's the cameraman who's also in charge of killing the troll-eyed afterwards. He just tosses Kier the camera and takes on the troll-eyed. They're like a mixture of Jackass and a fatal version of Crocodile Hunter. Now see this one right here? She's not as big as the other ones, but you can see by the leg muscles right there, she's real quick. So we're gonna have to be careful with this.
And now I'm just thinking, Steve Irwin is just compatible with a crocodile, only it's Gregor and a troll-eyed.
Gregor is glaive, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was say. It's his glaive. They hook the glaive up the suit.
I love how we say we don't have anything else to talk about, and then we go for like 5 more minutes on some random ass tangent.
That's how podcasts work, I realize. Like, there's times where I'm like, are we done? And we'll like we'll start doing the what do we think will happen next time, and then it's just like, oh, well, I have this really long thing I want to say, and then it just keeps going.
We did do that today, did we? The what'll happen next time?
No, but it's happened in the past, where it's like, oh, well, we're winding down to a close. Let's talk for 10 more minutes. So what do we think is going to happen next episode? Because, like, there's nothing really happened in this episode, so it doesn't give us much of an indication as to what's going to happen in the next one.
I mean, we have the chance that Marcus might actually become a sword fighter, maybe, and that we're getting more and more stuff that would push Kier towards taking learning from Horvin instead of from Zeke. So that did happen.
Yes.
And I would like to see very much, like, Marcus does not need a sword. We already have the stupid freaking spellcaster getting up into melee bad enough. So we do not need to encourage this behavior.
Yeah, I really, really, really want that like, Horvin as team dad art. Like, someone, please.
Oh god, Marcus should just, like, get gloves that, like, you can just wear and light those on fire and just punch people in the face while on fire. Like, Marcus, you were like the only person who can survive being on fire. Use it to your advantage. I'm glad we saw Ashe this episode, and I'm excited to hopefully see more and actually get an indication as to what the heck she's doing, instead of just being like, well, you know.
Yeah, just please give us a mostly Ashe episode. Please. I need to see what she's up to away from the party.
I don't expect it will happen, but goodness do I hope that she and Thog are going to have a talk. Because right now my ship is sinking and I can only bail out water so fast. I will go down with this ship, but I'd rather not go down at all.
Hey, I'm right there with you. I am hoping for a Thog and Ashe conversation as well. That or Horv and Ashe conversation, so that then Ashe can become a ban.
I will second that. I want Horvath and Ashe to talk, and I definitely want Ben Ashe, if not evident already from the art I've done with it.
I'm pretty sure she's going to reach the site of Sylvian's tier. If not, like, get halfway there. I forget, like, what was the progression? What is, like...
It's Iocho, then the farmhouse, then the forest.
Okay, so yeah, she's pretty close already, so... Well, she's more than halfway there, so hopefully she will get there by the time of the episode, so we'll get more to see of her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you can't do like a minute of what she's going to do at Sylvian's tier if it's something more than planting the flower.
Yes.
Yeah. It just, damn it. Like, I feel like we're being taunted somewhat because Faust is still there and laughing in the background of everything, but then we only get a minute with Ashe.
I love the distant boss laugh there, just because it's how out of place it is, but also
it's awesome. It is so awesome seeing more of Gregor and seeing him get to interact in ways where like there's no conflict in the party. It's just Gregor being cute but also competent as a warrior. That's fun.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, we've got Kier severely needing some Horvath teaching because he needs to be badass enough to keep up with the group and protect the people he cares about, so he's not constantly living his biggest fear.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to have either Thog catch up with Ashe and a yelling contest that leads to admitting things, and I don't necessarily mean romantic, like just even whatever shit she's got going on, or equally acceptable, we need her and Horvath to have a talk and her to join up with the band and to lead a terrifying and bloody charge on Jinkala. Okay, maybe not that last part.
Also, more Zelvetta. Because Zelvetta is best.
Yes.
Zelvetta is growing on me steadily.
Yes.
Zelvetta is still awful. As a person, I still dislike Zelvetta. But, like, Zelvetta's become that person where, like, I would never want to be in a room with them. I think they are horrible as a human being. But I enjoy watching them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
That is how I feel about basically everyone on this show.
I would totally want to be in a room with Marcus Balafi.
Yeah. I think it's funny how there's this, like, badass ninja guy who's just exasperated and irritated with everyone all the time.
I appreciate that it was made very clear that Colvin beat his ass.
Yeah.
His and Gregor's together. That is fantastic.
Like I said, there's, like, this weird power comparison chart where, like, Inian is stronger than Colvin, who's stronger than Zelvetta and Gregor, and then just, like, who's, like, on par with Corbin.
I would bet you that Zelvetta could take on Inian by pure speed and being able to sneak up on her. So I think those three are, like, the three NPCs that can beat the group who form a rock, paper, scissors over each other.
Maybe.
Well, she would presumably... If
it was a sneak attack, which is what assassins specialize in, she would not, like... She doesn't constantly have stone skin on herself, so it would fuck her up.
Presumably.
You can love her all you want, but admit it.
I'm not going to admit it until I see it happen.
A knife to the throat kills anybody.
Inian is presumably stronger than Colvin, of all people.
Yeah, as a spellcaster, squishy wizard still.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Let's point out that Ashe picked her up and threw her.
What did Idian say in Wizard High School? That she shares the same weakness as all other spellcasters, getting hit in the face with a brick, especially while spellcasting.
So yes, Zelvetta would be her the one to beat her, but Colvin can beat Zelvetta and she can beat Colvin. So they are just this little rock, paper, scissors of people who will fuck up the group.
Yeah.
And Horvin could probably beat all of them. Not at the same time, but individually.
Well, he was on par with Zelvetta, like...
No, he pushed Zelvetta back.
Yeah.
Zelvetta had to retreat, and Zelvetta isn't the type to retreat unless it's necessary.
Yeah.
Horvin's fast enough to keep up. Like, he took on the entire group using non-lethal force only and trying to just hold them back safely. While he wasn't even giving it his all, too. Like, he said he was conflicted during that fight. And that was even without using his extra magic stuff. So, yeah. If nothing else, Horvin can beat out Zelvetta, but I will admit maybe he could not get close enough to Indian to beat her. I'm not sure.
See, this is what I mean, is I was like, hey, what are we doing? And then it's just, now we're just talking about Horvin.
Horvin's fantastic.
I was about to say, we just did the thing where we end the episode, then we talk for 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. If you'd like to listen to more episodes of the podcast, you can find us at spiritfolksaturdays.tumblr.com. If you want to join the TI Skype chat, feel free to shoot us an ask with your Skype name. We'd be happy to have you. Thanks for listening. We'll see everybody next week. Bye!
Bye!